Hello everyone, I am Dr. Tamer Seçkin and I am an endometriosis surgeon. My passion is to treat the disease endometriosis. As you may all know, endometriosis is a disease that affects females of reproductive age in their most productive years, however causing them severe loss of quality of life, subfertility, infertility, major cause of hysterectomy, and #1 cause of pain in women. Today, I will introduce you a series of very interesting individuals, professionals, and some patients who are willing to come out and share their experience with you. But let me introduce these friends of mine, my circle, who we have worked together for many years, who have also taught me, and we have shared a lot of knowledge, and that's how we work with endometriosis patients. It's a team practice. The next person who will talk is Kristin Ratcliffe, well-known model, international. She will also tell her story with endometriosis.
I had my first experience when I was 23, and I was living in Hong Kong, in Asia, and I'd always had problems with pain and period pain and cramps and other bowel-related problems, but had seen many doctors and was never told anything. And I had a really bad experience when I was living in Hong Kong, and I was having a lot of pain and I couldn't stand up straight, and I went to a hospital. And the first hospital I went to, they said maybe I had a stomach flu or something. And so I left and I went home, and the next couple of days I was still in so much pain. I went to another hospital and they did a couple of different ultrasounds and then admitted me immediately to have a surgery in 12 hours and removed 2 cysts, one on each ovary, that were both about 5 centimeters in diameter. I spent a lot of time online and reading about other people with endometriosis. I looked at diets, different things that I could do for myself. Because I wasn't living in Hong Kong full time, when I went back to Canada, where I'm from, it was hard to find someone else who understood endometriosis. And so I felt like it came back on me. Then it was my responsibility. And it wasn't until I found my doctor in New York, Dr. Seçkin, that I actually realized how many people have endometriosis. And it's fascinating to me to go from that one small experience, you know, in a foreign country, and to hear this foreign word, and now it's opened me up to a world of people. When I first was diagnosed, and I would talk about it with my friends or even family members, a lot of my friends would say, "Endo what?" Or, you know, "Oh yeah, my mother had cysts," or my mother has fibroids or something, and, you know, she's fine, so I'm sure it's gonna be okay. Which is probably true, you know, but I guess it felt very isolating. And it's not something that you talk about every day. You don't talk about your periods every day. You don't talk about your bowel movements every day. And to just say that I have a stomach ache is what I ended up doing most of the time, because to try to explain anything else was just useless, you know? People didn't understand, and still don't. When I'm working and I don't feel well, I find myself holding my stomach a lot. And it became so natural for me that I didn't even realize that I would be doing it, because I didn't want to ever complain. I didn't want to leave sick. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, because I felt like people wouldn't really understand. And I actually had a girlfriend, I've known her for over 5 years now, and just last week she said to me, "Now I understand why you always touch your stomach." I didn't realize I did it that much, but I would always just hold my stomach instead of voicing anything. I internalized it by holding myself. But because it's not like, I can't just say, oh, I have a stomach flu, or I have food poisoning, you know, it's harder to say when you know that people don't even know what that is, and then you have to go into a whole explanation, and it's difficult. So I resulted in this. This was something that I wanted to attend and start attending more of these conferences discussing these kinds of issues because of that reason. You know, eventually I want to have a family. I'd like to be able to bear a child of my own. And actually I thought maybe I would leave with answers, but I feel like I have more questions for myself, you know, decisions that I have to make. I think it's great, it's fascinating to me that there are options, at least, you know, and that I do have more time. I feel lucky in that sense that I can start thinking about it and start planning it. And I think that for myself, I would like to have the opportunity to possibly freeze my eggs. I'm approaching the age of 30, where after that things start to go downhill with my chances. And so at least I have that time. Just the awareness that people don't even know that it's a possibility that you could have endometriosis, that there's so many other things that they put on the table first before offering the idea that this is what you could have. And I think if teenagers, if girls in their early 20s knew about it, then maybe they wouldn't just go day to day dealing with the pain and thinking that, oh, it's just menstrual cramps, maybe I have irritable bowel syndrome. You know, I think that's what should be more focused on, targeting the younger age group, just telling them that this can happen.